everyone, my name is Derek and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel because we make videos almost every day trying to get to 8,000 by Super Bowl Sunday. You can help me do that. It is that time of year where we'll start to get an overabundance of mock drafts. Everybody from your average YouTuber to the quote-unquote experts will be giving you their mock draft. Now, we already got a 7-round mock draft from Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks with NFL Network, and we're usually waiting on Mel Kiper's and Todd McShay. Who is Mel Kiper anyway? A moment in draft infamy I will never forget. But Mel Kiper has kind of made a living on mock drafts, and that's what he's been doing for over 30 years. And while sometimes he's right, sometimes he is wrong. And I remember doing a couple of them last year. I want to know, I think he does between a 1.0 and 4.0, anywhere between now and the actual draft. We've got the scouting combine, we've got the Senior Bowl, and we have the pro days as well that will contribute to people rising and falling on the leaderboards. So last year, Trayvon Walker was nowhere near the top 10. And then as the draft approached, he shot up the draft boards and became the #1 overall pick. Will Levis has come out of nowhere and gone from outside of the top 10 to inside the top 10. And just last week, some specialists had him going at #1 overall. But Mel Kiper has done his 1.0 after the season, and he has the Detroit Lions 2 first-round picks already selected. So now let's take a look at who Mel Kiper has us taking with that 6th pick and the 18th pick overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Tyree Wilson, defensive end, Texas Tech. He can use his burst at the snap to beat offensive tackles on passing downs or use his 6'6" frame to hold up against the run, Kiper writes. An edge rushing duo of Wilson and Aiden Hutchinson would be formidable, with surprise rookie James Houston working in on obvious passing downs. Wilson, 275 pounds and from Henderson, Texas, had 61 tackles, 36 solo, including 14 for a loss and 7 sacks in 10 games before a foot injury which required surgery ended his season. His Red Rider bio says he benefited greatly from the switch to an edge rusher position in defensive coordinator Tim DeRuyter's scheme. Now, I believe that this is the first time that I heard Tyree Wilson's name mentioned at number 6. I've heard Christian Gonzalez. I also heard Devin Witherspoon as well, the 2 corners there. I haven't heard Tyree Wilson before, so this would be interesting. I know a lot of you guys want Jalen Carter or Will Anderson or even Brian Breesy, but Tyree Wilson, let me know what you think about him in the comments below. How would you feel if we take a defensive end with that 6th spot? To pair him up with Hutch, that would be something to see. I do believe we can still use help on the defensive line. This number 18th pick is not a surprise. We have seen him mocked to the Lions before, so here we go. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Christian Gonzalez, cornerback, Oregon. Gonzalez was a lockdown defender at Colorado before transferring to Oregon last year, where he picked off 4 passes and improved every week, Kiper writes. He's going to really test well at the combine in March, too. This pick makes too much sense for a Detroit defense that badly needs an infusion of young talent in the secondary. Gonzalez, a redshirt sophomore from the Colony, Texas, is big at 6'2" and 201 pounds. He was named this season to the All-Pac-12 first team by league coaches and All-Pac-12 second team by the Associated Press and PFL. He finished with 50 total tackles and 118 return yards on his 4 interceptions. He tied for 6th in the conference with 11 passes defended and earned an 81.2 overall grade from PFF, 4th among Pac-12 cornerbacks, an 81.4 coverage grade, also 4th. Most mock drafts have us taking defenders in that first round, and I think at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. So I'm not surprised by the Christian Gonzalez pick. We've heard his name before. We've even heard a cornerback at 6 as well. So you have some other guys out there. We have heard Bijan Robinson here and there at 18 if the Detroit Lions wanted to go offense. And right now, I wouldn't be mad if they go either way. But I think free agency will kind of dictate what we do when it comes to the NFL draft. Tracy Walker is doing well in his recovery. Even though he is a safety, he will be a leader in that secondary. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions did indeed do this with an edge rusher and a cornerback in the first round. We didn't go all defense in the first round last year. We went defense, offense, and then we went defense again with Josh Pascal later down the line. The one thing I am a little concerned about is Brett Holmes drafting guys with injury, but outside of Levi Onwuzurike, everyone eventually have come around and been an asset to the team. So I wouldn't be mad if this is the pick for the Detroit Lions. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Mel Kiper's first round mock 1.0 for the Detroit Lions? And would you change anything? What would you change or do differently when it comes to that first round? I think overall, this is kind of the direction the Lions are going to go in. We're going to keep this goodness going. Danny Rogers, the Detroit Lions sideline reporter, has her own YouTube channel, and she is currently sitting at 480 subscribers. So she's grown almost 200 since we began to really promote her channel and subscribe to it. So consider subscribing to Danny Rogers. Let's see if we can get her past 500. Let's shoot for a goal of 550 by this time tomorrow when I make the video. She does appreciate it. She says so herself on Twitter. So consider subscribing. I'm sure she would love it. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. We have 49 days until NFL free agency. And as always, go Lions.